Everybody ready?
Give the countdown.
All right.
Hello and welcome to the village board meeting of February 13th, 2020. We will start with the pledge. Carl, would you like to lead us, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So we're going to be looking at the village board meeting minutes of January 23rd. Everyone get a chance to review.
Public comment?
Yeah, we probably should do that first. We're going to go into the public comment section. If anyone would like to come up to the podium, please feel free. State your name and address. If you can keep it to 5 minutes, that would be greatly appreciated. Good catch, Drew.
Peter Elder, 59 Gunning Avenue. This is a short one. I just want to compliment Jake and the guys on their snow plowing and the road work they've been doing this winter.
Yes.
And just came in tonight and he asked me about, that's how much of a snow watch guy he is. I come in the door and he asked me about the snow. So anyways, I just want to pass along that they're a great job. I know that I'm not alone in praising them for what they're doing out there. So they do a great job. So you do a great job. Thank you.
Oh, they do, really, so I appreciate it, I'll pass it along.
Thank you, Peter. Anyone else this evening?
William Ruoff, 46 Orchard Street, Village of Webster. Last month I appeared before this board to extend an invitation for you to consider an invitation from the city in Ukraine to become a sister city affiliation. And here tonight I was supposed to have a guest, but evidently either they don't know where the door is or they're not coming. So in lieu of the guest not appearing, which I'll have to find out why, because he is the contact with the sister city here in this Webster area. So I thought it was very important for him to show up. I've been asked to ask the board if you have taken any action at all, such as talking about it or discussing it or considering writing to the city of, the Ukrainian city of Volhoradsheny. Or if you haven't, could you advise me in lieu of our contact, is there anything we can do to help you? Make a decision.
And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we asked to put that on the next workshop, and we're going to discuss it in the workshop, is that correct?
Yes.
So that'll be coming up.
I can answer that.
Okay.
In
But we are
the next workshop?
Yep.
Okay.
I am looking into what's involved in doing that myself.
Yeah.
And
I could probably give you a hint.
Those are all budget.
I want to talk to the Rundi people from around the
The
place.
town of Arundel has such an arrangement with a city called Poltava in Ukraine. And they've been at it now for, I think, about 20 years. So we have a lot of sister cities around. I just don't think Webster has any that I know of. I mean, not just the village, but the town too. Not that I know of. So this would be a nice first for you guys and girls.
Yeah,
Thank you, Bill.
yeah, we haven't forgotten.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
No,
Bill.
thank you for reminding me. So anyone else this evening? If not, we will close the public portion of the meeting and get into village business. so as I was saying before, Judy reminded me I skipped something. We're looking at approving the village board minutes from January 23rd. January. So does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns?
Nope.
I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from January 23rd.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Trustee Duffy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, so claims and warrants. To leave Al and Daryl.
No, me,
Judy there.
Julie and Daryl.
yeah, I didn't find anything weird or unusual. Just seemed to be an awful lot of filters that we had to replace this.
Filters,
Yeah,
HVAC filters.
No, vehicle filters.
vehicles, lots of them.
Oil changes and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maintenance stuff.
Well, that's a good thing. I think I already got my question answered, so, all right. You got anything, Carl?
No.
And Daryl said it was good. No questions. So I will ask for a motion to approve the claims and warrants.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have some budget modifications.
Nice and big.
Yes,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
so, from contingency 651.93 to computer assistance and hardware. Buildings and village hall equipment, 8,400 to engineering professional services.
Oh, the same, right.
And this is, these two are for the general. And on the sewer, from grouting, $2,900, to comp assistance and hardware, $2,900. Any questions on that? Sir?
I'm good.
So I'll ask.
Maybe we got a new computer?
Yeah.
It died.
The other one was,
Huh?
It died.
it died.
Just a note, that bottom one may change.
The 2,900 there?
Yeah, the 2,900, that was for the replacement pump that the town got, it was a solid shaft, not a hollow. It was not the correct pump, or it wasn't one that would work with the pump down there. We're seeing if we have one from the water department that might make that less.
Okay.
If we don't, that will get probably double. So we're,
Cool.
yeah, hopefully the one we have, if we have one at the water department, that'll work. We'll try to use that one.
That may warrant a different discussion though.
Well, yeah, it was.
If we need to.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that one might change, it might come back up again.
Okay.
You know, if it comes back up again, it's going the right direction. If not, if it goes out the field, it won't be good. So,
So I will ask for a motion then to approve these budget modifications, understanding this one may change.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane? Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Financial statements. Heather?
Yes.
Interest and penalties and property taxes.
Oh, it was, you mean because it was high? Yeah.
Aye. In the red.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. That's because most people actually paid on time. We had a, they were doing property taxes, right?
AA 1081. No,
1090.
1090.
Well, that's the only thing that could be. I'm not sure, I'll ask her about that. It's maybe because it's expected to be higher, I'm not sure. We're still having trouble with this spreadsheet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a quirk in the software because
I think it
Yeah.
is.
you expected 4,300.
Yeah.
The month to date, nothing has come in. I don't know what so
Oh.
my guess is nothing's come in or something.
Yeah.
Well, this is fiscal year, though, starting.
Well, the last column has been acting weird.
But how
Remember
could it be a negative?
at the
almost
bottom, it was,
6,000?
remember at the bottom, you guys
Yeah.
didn't like it?
Yes.
I'm surprised it's still doing it. I
And it's
was-
still doing what she corrected.
Yeah,
It looks
I'll
like
double
it's
check.
fine at the end, I
Okay.
think.
Because we did actually have the majority of property taxes paid, and not a lot of interest because they were paid,
On time.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that, I'll double check
No,
and send
that's
you an email.
Other than that, I think it looks good, in good shape.
Mhm.
68% through our fiscal year. Already.
Wow.
Yeah, but she definitely fixed the,
The majority of it still looks right,
well,
right?
the total, yeah, the totals are right. Before, I would basically
Oh my
say
God.
we are in the negative.
For everything.
When it's in red in parentheses, it's usually not a good thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I will definitely take a look at that.
All right, did anyone else have any questions on that before we move on? No? All right, so we're gonna be looking to get a resolution to authorize a mayor or his designee to execute a contract with the county of Monroe for the implementation of a community development block grant project for East Main sidewalk replacement.
So that's the CDBG grant that Monroe County Community Development manages for most of the municipalities in Monroe County. We applied for it last year around this time, and we're tentative, or we got a notice of the intent to include the project in about May, and then in September. I think it's September, October is usually when we hear that, because we have to wait for the federal funding. So September, October is when we heard that it made it through the county ledge, and then we hope to do this here in the spring, but we have to have the contract. So that's the contract for it. We received about $87,000 to do the north side of East Main Street. Make those 5-footers and clean them up, so. And we're putting in for another one right now, it's going to be both sides of West Main Street. Because that's still in that low mod area where it's always low, so we're gonna try to get those Main Street ones done as much as we can.
All right.
I like that. So Don, you're gonna want me to read this one, I would assume?
You don't need to read the whole thing. Just
The whereas?
you need a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the contract with Monroe County.
All right, so that's what I'm gonna ask for, is a motion for the mayor or myself to sign the contract with Monroe County for the implementation of the community development block grant project for the East Main Street sidewalk replacement.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Yes.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. So now we're gonna be looking for a resolution for the mayor to sign a small wireless facilities master license agreement.
Jake, myself, and Will spent a considerable amount of time with a representative of Verizon going through this, and we made some changes, they agreed to them. This essentially, once it's signed by Verizon and the village, it would make it so that they don't have to come to the village every time they want to put a small wireless facility on a pole that already sits in a village right of way, because there's this master agreement. Otherwise, you'd have to come each individual time to do that.
fees for any of that?
I
Bill,
think that's what's gonna get out of
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah, depending on, the fees are, well, that's, the fees are set forth in Exhibit A, which we're going to amend the fee agreement to add, I think it's the $135 one
For the small WCV anyway.
that's in a non-municipally owned pole in the right of way. The other fees have already been adopted, and they're the fees that went along with the new wireless local law.
So they don't have to come to the village for a permit, so to say?
No, they still have to come for a permit. They don't have to, they still have to apply for a permit for whatever the antenna is that they want to put up. But what they don't have to do is come and ask for permission or a license to use
What's there
a
already?
pole, what's there already, a
Okay.
pole that's in, that maybe in a village right of way. If it's not a village right of way, if it's some private pole on private property, they still gotta get the permission of the owner of the pole and the property to do what they wanna do, but this is fairly standard for, you know, whatever.
And the permit process will protect it from being something.
Yeah, if you read this, if you go through this whole thing, it talks about that they still have to comply with the village's code and apply
That's
for,
all.
apply for a permit. And then depending on the type of small wireless facility, it may or may not have to come in front of this board.
Okay.
See how it goes,
Right.
see how it works.
But then you'll see attached to Exhibit B is the permit application that Will drew up. I thought he did a really nice job with it. It just follows along with the, our code, the new local law. So they appended that. So they still have to, fill out the application, pay the permit fee.
They just don't have to come.
But it just sort of streamlines things a bit by having this master agreement in place already.
And do we have to have the automatic renewal there for another 15 years? There's an out that nobody remembers that 90 days prior to the termination of the lease, it automatic renewals if you don't put it in writing in 90 days previous, but nobody ever remembers that, and then you're stuck another 15 years. So if we don't want to engage, I almost wish we could take the automatic renewal and have another 15-year option without the renewal piece. Just a thought.
Yeah,
Review it.
yeah, I didn't even know.
Well,
I'm just saying, that's how we do a lot of our contracts, it just protects yourself a little bit, that's all. This,
Because in 15 years, the village may have some objection to Verizon or something?
you know, it's a 15-year
Yeah,
contract,
it's
it's just a
15
long
years, that's
contract,
all.
just a long contract.
All right, we
And-
can change this, but now they're gonna have to go back to their legal, and it'll be another 3 months before,
I'm just bringing it up as a
Yeah,
question
yeah.
to the rest of the board.
Yeah.
And it's a good practice not to get into contracts that have automatic renewals, that's in favor of the person that's selling the service. I mean, most people aren't, 15 years from now, oh shit,
Yeah.
what is that 90-day notice?
Well, mainly, another one is it, for us to review would be the fact that we don't know what's coming. There's a lot of unknown as far as equipment and all that stuff goes.
I think that's what the rest of the agreement contemplates is, if there's changes and if equipment ceases being used, then it's gonna have to be removed within 90 days or 180 days if there's a change. That's what, I think the rest of this kind of,
Alludes to,
well, it really kind of covers those things. If they stop using something, they're gonna have to take it down, or they have to pay for it, come down, or we have to hire somebody. If we wanna, for some reason, move a road over and expand it, and they're out of pilots, in a way, they have like 90 days to get that moved out of the way to a different location that we won't unduly withhold from them, but we have to try to make sure that they get it. I don't disagree, but I know that I think part of their reason for wanting it in there is they're making a significant investment, obviously, in the infrastructure that's going there, and they want to, I guess, term, all it takes is somebody remembering that 90 days ahead of time, or
15 years from
120,
now.
yeah. I wonder how long my Outlook calendar.
I was gonna say, did you put in your outlook? So I don't know what you guys think.
The only point, let's see what our lawyer says.
I think he already answered.
He already
That's it.
kind of
See,
answered,
looks like
he
he's
doesn't
looking.
want to take that much
He didn't
step.
like it.
You're still looking.
Well, 90 days is probably unreasonable. Remove their equipment.
That's what's in the village
Table
code.
it to the next meeting.
They have also put telephone and parking.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Wait till next meeting.
I don't know what's in the, I don't know what's in the franchise agreement.
It's in the news, small store wireless.
But he's got to go back.
There's nothing with
He said
RCD.
Yeah. Well, I'm just getting back to the point that there's.
Well, the
double
majority
poles
of all
over
the things
the
that
village.
make sense to change it.
And so all the stuff is moved off the old poles and the new poles.
Passing it with that.
The old poles are
Contingent upon.
all up and down the
That
back.
change, and then that could be
What we
covered.
gotta do is call up RGD sometime and tell them that there's a bunch of double poles and see if
Yeah.
we can take down the one.
Right.
If they say, yeah, well, we're gonna cut all the ones that have stuff still on it, and then have to go back.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so Don, it looks like my fellow board members are also in agreement with it, so I think, can we pass it with that? in
Contingent
mind?
on-
Contingent on that change, so that it's already done, and when you make the change, we can be done. And then you have to at least bring it back to us, unless they say no to that, but I can't imagine they'd say no. You still can have the second 15-year option, but it wouldn't be a new contract at the,
Yeah.
versus automatically just staying the same.
Well, if you go to paragraph 4E, it says, "The term of each small WCF license shall be 10 years." So this is each location, all right, that's in a village right of way. Shall be 10 years, beginning on the first day of the month following the date that is 90 days from the date of the fully approved or fully executed small WCF license. Unless Verizon provides written notice to the village prior, then each small license will automatically renew for 3 consecutive 5-year periods. So in 25 years, each of the licenses, by the terms of this agreement, expire. And if the license expires, I don't know why you need a master license agreement, because there's no license for each facility. So,
Hey, you two have talked about this again.
well, why don't we just table this, and Jake and I will go back to Katie at Verizon. She's not gonna be happy with us, but, oh well, I'm gonna blame it on the deputy supervisor. Or deputy
Oh, the
mayor.
deputy, not
Did you hear that, Tom?
supervisor.
Deputy mayor. That
So Patty
that
can
you
tell them
don't
when you
like
see
the
it.
automatic renewal.
All right, thanks, Don.
So we'll go back to them and revisit.
Yeah, it should be pretty simple, I can't imagine it'll be, you both could just initial it and we'll sign it, we'll be done with it.
All right, just need a motion to table.
Yeah, I'll ask for a motion then to table this small wireless
I'll
agreement.
make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Polito?
All right,
Motion passed.
so what about the fee schedule? We can still do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still adopt the amended fee schedule.
No, okay.
So the exhibit A is the fee schedule, $500 for single application that may include up to 5 locations, $100 for each additional location,
Included in your
Those were already
packet.
passed.
Yeah, that was already passed.
Those
Included
are
in your
already
packet.
and at 135.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just the one that's in red and the one that's in your packet. That's the only one that's going to be added.
yeah.
$135
Correct.
per small wireless communication facility annually for a non-municipal pole in the right of way.
The only thing, John, I think that $270 needs to be rewritten to match what's in Exhibit A. That just says per small wireless facility annually for use of the right of way. It's really per small cell wireless facility annually for a municipal owned pole in the right of way.
So Exhibit A is right, the schedule's wrong.
Right.
So Exhibit A for the $270, that's how it needs to read on the schedule,
Go in the schedule as well.
word for word. What are you pointing at? Don did this?
She's looking towards the end of the table.
Don, she's calling him.
I'm blaming you, Don.
I don't know, I didn't prepare this part. We did the Exhibit A.
That's why we separated you guys.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask a question? For the per small WCF, I just think we should put wireless communication facility, if that's okay. The other part I can add, but
Okay,
just doesn't, people are weird.
that's fine.
Sure,
Spell it out, it's better than be.
Yes.
thank you. So with that change, you can pass it?
Yeah, with that change
Okay.
and the one that I just read for $135, I'll ask for a motion to amend the Village of Webster fee schedule for wireless.
I'll make that motion. I'll second that.
1 second, please. Okay. Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Polito?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, so it looks like I'll be asking for a motion to authorize the board to appoint the village treasurer, Marcia Adams, as a minority business leader for the Village of Webster.
Correct.
Minority business officer.
Officer.
Yes.
Did I put it wrong?
Leader. It's got-
Yes, it just says minority business leader,
Okay, thank you.
but it's officer.
Officer, got it.
If you look at the resolution that Jake prepared, it says minority business officer.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you guys are on the same page.
Very good.
That's actually a Jake.
No, I think Jake's got it right.
I'm not scoring, let's see what this all out.
All right, Judy, make that motion. You're waiting for a motion, right?
I didn't ask for the motion yet.
Yeah.
I was just kind of reading over this.
We did a very similar thing when we did the North Avenue Connector project. We named Chris as, in her capacity as the treasurer, as the EBO, which is an Equitable Business Opportunities Officer. I had to fill out a contact sheet the other day for the EFC, and this when I was updating the contacts, they were asking for the MBO, which I don't know if the terms are exactly interchangeable or not. I asked the EFC, I said, are they, interchangeable or synonymous terms? And they're like, well, as long as we have an MBO or an EBO or somebody that's, basically that person's going to be in charge when there's a contract that receives state or federal funds that have the requirements for MWD, EO, or DBE participation in goals in those contracts. that person make sure that the consultant and the contractor they've got a record of their participation with the DVEs and MWEs and all that.
Right.
In there, so.
Okay, so this is forever, it's not like a term, she's it, right?
Yeah, until someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good,
Yeah,
so I will ask for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll say.
Trustee Lauer,
Aye.
trustee Lancy, trustee Ippolito, oh, sorry, trustee Belkane,
All right.
trustee Ippolito.
Aye. So Don, we're at the attorney's section.
I don't have any. As far as I know, the village is, no new lawsuits against the village.
Well, that's some good news. And if anyone needs anything painted with Sherwin-Williams, just walked.
Good. Where's Mr. Clean?
Sure, clean. So you did nothing else, Don?
No.
You're just on a roll, sir, you called me Where's Waldo?
Jake?
I know I always say just a couple things, so just a couple things, I want to be consistent.
Leaf cleanup?
Leaf cleanup's done. Drive careful because it's gonna get really slick, the temperature's dropping quickly. Just to remind everybody that we always do, we do the sensible salting model. Our roads are 30 miles an hour, not 40 or 45, 50. So we do sensible salting, which involves salting the intersections and, the hills and the major intersections and things like that, curves and parking lots. I think, ultimately, all that salt's gonna end up in the streams and out in the lake. So we wanna use as little as we can, but obviously safety's first priority, so. Just drive good conditions. And wanna echo what Peter said, thank the crews. They've been out, really, it's been a weird kind of year. It hasn't seemed too bad, but we have gotten a good amount of snow, so they've been out taking care of it every time we got it, including right now, so, they're doing a good job. The only other thing I got yesterday afternoon, and I don't know if anybody can see it, it's kind of small. You remember we started discussing Kittleberger Park Circle?
Yes.
Engineers sent us the, and I can forward this on, sent us a kind of a concept. I joked when I sent it back to them today, it was almost identical to the one we sent them, just with a little better pictures on it. But they have kind of a neat concept, as far as doing a truck apron in the center so they can push the traffic out, but not completely limit it, so something like a big truck and buses and fire trucks and things can't get around there. Especially if, if a semi had to get around that circle. Truck apron's a pretty neat thing. It's similar to what, going up 590 north towards Seabreeze, there where they have all those traffic circles.
Yes.
They're really small aprons. This one would be considered like about 12 foot. So it's really gonna push the traffic out, but it's a pretty neat setup. What I want to do, and I know I talked to the homeowners association and the apartment complex property management company before when this was started. I want to touch base with them again. I'm not gonna have them do anything that's gonna add any cost to the engineers. And certainly if there's anything that's gonna add to the cost of construction or if there's an option, we could put it as a utility. Meaning we could put in, the truck apron's concrete. If those two parties want to get together and say, hey, could we put in colored concrete, it's going to be X amount more, could we put in colored concrete, or could we put in stamped or exposed aggregate, or some kind of upgrade to it, I'm more than happy to coordinate whatever we can. So ultimately, what I'd like to do is get it back to, it's their neighborhood. So can we get it back to do an agreement with them where, we provide the canvas and they can make the circle, however they want to decorate it or landscape it or, gardens or whatever in there, or if there's a sign or something that they can put in there.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a neat way to all work together on it, but I'm gonna follow up with them. They said nothing that's gonna add cost to the engineering or any cost that we have now, and then make sure that they understand that if there's anything that changes the construction estimate, that we're gonna know what it is, and anything that goes above that, that'd be something we'd have to figure out in the agreement that the resident, the village wouldn't cover, but now those parties could if they wanted. But it's pretty neat,
Yeah.
neat idea there.
I think everyone down there's going to be very happy to have anything done.
Yeah,
Very seriously. That's
No,
what I'm asking.
it was something that, it stayed there,
Yeah.
it wasn't ours until
I know.
last year, so,
I know.
I'm excited to do something down there too.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Nice.
Can you
Thank
just
you.
pass that down so we can, I want to just take a look at it.
Jake, I have a question.
Yes.
What kind of salting? I missed it.
Sensible salt, they
Sensible
call it.
salt, okay.
It's a kind of a model that follows salt where you have to put it. You know, the town salts,
High
clear
blood
roads,
pressure.
but they salt clear roads, they have to because they're 45, 50 miles an hour on the road, you know?
It's different.
Fortunate to have a different, we have got side streets,
Okay.
so we have a different approach, but it's a different situation. So it works out-
Thank you, sir.
Works out good.
You're not right. Yeah. Jake, anything on sewer?
Yes.
It's all flowing, we talked about that one pump, or the motor, rather, for the trickle filter pump down at the town plant earlier, and was in the budget modifications.
Hopefully that work, your idea works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully it'll work, that'd be nice.
All right. Heather, you have anything? Sarah? How'd the meet go? Oh, well.
Just see what
You had 4 winners? Well, very good. All right, so our next meeting, our village board workshop, will be February 18th, and that is 6 PM. And then followed by a village board meeting of February 27th at 7. And then we have another workshop March 3rd and March 16th, which I believe are all around budget
Yes.
discussions. And we're gonna throw in at the February 18th, maybe 15 minutes or so in the beginning, just to talk about, yeah, being a sister city.
Yeah.
And just talk about it a little bit, so we can get back to it.
I do have one thing actually, Jerry.
Huh?
Just keep in mind that if we could just mention to them that those extra workshops we scheduled are subject to change if we don't need them, because we can also discuss budget at the meeting, we may not need them, so they're just scheduled.
So you want me to repeat what you just said? I think she just said that.
Well, you're louder. My mic's not on.
Oh, you did?
All right, I think that was good.
Yep.
Does anyone have anything else? If not, I'll ask for a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make that motion. Second.
You can't close it. Someone else has to. No, I'm just kidding. All right. He said,
Let's do a recap.
you want to do a recap?
He does
Call it.
all in favor for me on that.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Oh, wait.
So I will tell you.